If you're a creative or even a writer trying to get funding for your projects, this video is for you. My name is Dr. Sheena Howard. I am an award-winning author, a professor, and a creative entrepreneur. And I run a community of kind creatives looking to grow, where I share all of my tools, tips, and strategies to help them get to their first 6 figures. Now in this video, we are going to be talking about how you can get $10,000 to $20,000 this year by applying to grants. So I get between $10,000 and $20,000 every year by applying to grants. And this year I've invested in outsourcing, and I've hired a grant writer to take over this part of the business for me. So that's something you can look forward to once you get good at applying to grants and getting funding for your projects. So I'm going to share 4 strategies that you can apply right now so that you can start getting funded. Number 1, you want to apply to as many grants as possible. Getting grant funding is competitive, and that's why a lot of people don't want to do it. But just think about it. The more people that don't feel like applying to grants, the higher your chance is of getting picked for a grant. And I get excited when there are grants that ask for lots of information and it's a challenging application process, because I know that means less and less people are actually going to get to the end of that grant. And so I like to say, apply to 10 grants for your chance to at least get 1 or 2 of that funding. Number 2, reapply to grants that you didn't get the year before. So there is a higher likelihood, in my experience, of getting a grant if I apply to it a second time. Now, I don't exactly know the reasoning behind this. Maybe the selection committee sees that you're serious, maybe they appreciate your determination, or maybe just the next year you are a better grant writer and you understand a little bit more about what this particular grant wants. But just because you get rejected, and you'll get a lot of rejections, keep it on the list to apply for that same grant the next year. I've gotten funded for grant opportunities simply because I showed up and applied again. For example, I got a $5,000 Comcast grant this year, which actually came with a technology makeover and all types of tech support. But I applied to that grant once and I didn't get it. It came around again the next year and I finally got funded. And when I got that grant, I actually got funded for more than I had applied for the year before. So don't give up. Number 3, start local. So whatever city or town you're in, when you're doing your grants research and trying to figure out what grants to apply to, and by the way, apply to all of them that reasonably matches the criteria that you're looking for and the criteria that the grant says that it wants. Apply to as many as possible, but you want to start local. So I'm in Philadelphia, and so my first few years of applying to grants, I applied to almost all Philadelphia-based grants. Sometimes you never know. Somebody on the selection committee may know you. Maybe they have seen your work. Grants also tend to like local-based artists and creators because they want to support their immediate community. So if you're prioritizing which grants to apply to and what grants not to apply to, start local and focus on them first. That will increase your rate of success in actually getting funded. Number 4, and this is a biggie, I get a lot of people in my Patreon community asking me questions like, where are the grants for comic book writers? Or where are the grants for visual artists? And that's not the way you should think about grants. It's less of a chance that there'll be grants out there specifically for a comic book project or specifically for you to paint something on canvas. Instead, you're looking for small business grants. You're looking for local community grants that want to fund an individual artist project. You're looking for example, I got a grant that was affiliated with the Philadelphia Library called the Neighborhood Literacy Fund. and that grant was looking for us to submit a project related to literacy. And so I pitched a video around teaching parents how to get their children self-published. So I created a specific project for that grant based on what it was asking for, instead of me coming with an existing project that didn't quite fit what they were looking for. So you want to look for a broad range of grants when you're researching the grants that you're going to apply to, and stop typing in words related to your specific field. Instead, type in words like small business grants, small creator grants, individual community-based grants in your local area, and apply to those. So in the last year alone, I received a Black Music City grant. Now, I'm not a musician, I'm a writer, but I pitched them a project to write a children's book on opera singer Marian Anderson. So for that grant, I pitched something that was appropriate to what they were looking for. And I ended up getting funded on that grant for 2 years, and that was a $10,000 award. So be a little bit flexible in the way you're applying and the way you're thinking about this, and you will be successful. This year alone, I've been able to outsource my grant applications. So we are about 6 months into the year, and I've already applied to close to 30 grants. When I was doing it myself, I could only reasonably apply to like 5 to 10 grants a year. So once you get good at this, this is something for you to look forward to outsource and make even more money. So if this was helpful, make sure you subscribe, share, and save. And if you want resources, templates, PDFs, and live sessions with me on different topics related to making 6 figures as a creative entrepreneur or a writer, jump into my Patreon community at patreon.com/Dr. Sheena Howard. That's DrSheenahoward. And I hope you have an amazing day.